Hi folks, Jonathan here, Spiritual Speakeasy once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you once again for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed to these videos, please do so. And if you just drop us a like or a comment, that would be absolutely wonderful. And it's all about spreading the spiritual message, folks. So please do share, share and share again. We've got to get these words out there because everybody on this planet now is looking for signs of hope of how we go forward as humanity. I keep getting information from my spirit guides, and when I get that information, I will try my very level best to pass that on to you. Now, some of this information may be way beyond some people's level of acceptance, and I totally accept that. That's good, isn't it? I accept that, yeah. But I understand. I understand that if it's way beyond your tolerance level, or you think I'm some kind of deranged person, that's your opinion. No worries, kind of turn off now if that's the case, because I'm going to take you down a little bit of a rabbit hole on this particular episode. And I just want to say that there may be some very challenging information coming through on this one. So please, I would ask you to have a very open mind. At least have an open mind. At least just take on board perhaps what might be said here. And it may not resonate just now, but hopefully it will do as time unfolds. Anyway, folks, let's get on with it. Get on with it, they say. So, information recently received is about the feelings I've been feeling about the Earth. Changes in the Earth. Major, major changes in the Earth itself. And the words that came through with that were, the Earth is now ramping up. And I asked, what do you mean by ramping up? And by ramping up, the answer came back that the Earth is raising its vibration, its frequency, very rapidly. Some of you might already be feeling this, folks. Some of you might already be feeling this energy, this surge, this power, and it is power, it's very powerful. And it's coming up out of the earth. This is real grounding stuff, folks. It's coming up out of the earth, and it's filling my body, and it's been kind of putting me on edge for a good 3 to 4 weeks now. And the information that's coming with this is that it's almost like the earth is saying to us right now, you are either with me or you aren't. And I'm not quite sure what that means. And I don't want to be putting things out there to scare people or put fear into people. That's not what I'm here for, because what this message is ultimately about is about the ascension, of the earth and all the beings on it. And I'd like you to know as well that it's not just the Earth that's going through this. There's a massive section of our galaxy, of our cosmos, that is going through a similar type of ascension right now. It's not just Earth, but Earth is the focus right now. And we are being focused on by the higher conscious realms, the angelic realms, the higher conscious cosmic realms, interdimensional realms, and we are being helped massively. People don't see this, but you out there may be seeing it yourself, you may be feeling it. But you know what? If you think we're all on our own in this massive cosmos and nobody cares, well, I tell you what, that is so far from the truth, because the energy around us now is immense. It is truly immense. And yesterday evening, I received a communication from a guide who I've not been in communication with for a little while. That's my guide, Phoenix. And Phoenix popped in and just said, stop dismissing things. Meaning, to me, a lesson for me to stop dismissing things and to just give these things. So that's why I'm here doing this afternoon, folks. And the other words that came was, This begins right now. This is the beginning of the turning of the tide. This is where we now move forward. And I've been given October as a very pivotal month in all that. Now, you might want to come back in November and say, what a load of rubbish, talking nonsense. I don't even know if that's true or not. I can never prove anything, okay? I can only relate to you my feelings, but I'm also relating to you the feelings of others. Because I speak to people who are like me, who pick up things, who are very sensitive to energy. And it's really a little bit like those famous words in Star Wars with Obi-Wan saying there's been a disturbance in the Force. Well, when you work with energy for so long, you begin to feel the disturbances in the Force. And the Force is, and I'm talking not just within the bounds of the Earth, but across dimensions and time. And there's something really, really amazing going on behind the scenes. And it's all coming into a head now. It's all, the surge of energy, it's just quite immense. I'm hoping that some of you out there are feeling this and that you understand what I'm trying to say here. And it's almost like the message with that is a message of calm, be peaceful, and just know that it's happening. But it's also as though we've been programmed to know that it's going to happen anyway. So know that it's going to happen. Know that it's going to be real. That this ascension process is just beginning right now in earnest, where we will begin to see positive change. I'm going to take you down a bit of a rabbit hole here, folks. Hang on, strap yourself in, discard it, call me an idiot, call me what you want, any name under the sun, okay? But I want to say to you now, information I received from my guides last year was that the controlling forces that have controlled us for eons have been invited to leave. That's planet Earth. And they have begun doing so. Those were almost the exact words. So, the real controllers have now exited planet Earth. They no longer have an influence over our energy field. However, you might ask, what about all these leaders, politicians, etc.? And this is where it gets really weird, so hang on. What I've been told is that these people are basically artificial intelligence. They are following a program. There is no soul within the body because it has been removed. And you can tell this in a number of ways, but particularly through the eyes. When you look into the eyes of the soulless, the robots, the programmed, there is nothing there. There is no love or compassion. There have been a few videos available on YouTube spotlighting these people, and I ask you to look in their eyes. Look at the way they move their bodies. They are controlled. They are acting out a program. They are going through the motions. And this is why it's all becoming a little bit mad right now, that the actions of these people, the soulless ones, the robots, the artificial intelligence, are just getting weirder and weirder by the day. Now, these people are not allowed to be confronted, because when they are confronted, they only have a set script to work from. They cannot deviate from that script, and it is as if they are programmed to say what they have to say. It doesn't come from the soul because the soul's not there. It's the soul's being removed. It doesn't come from the heart because that heart-mind connection is not there any longer. That heart-mind connection has been removed. These people have no compassion. They have no empathy. They only act on their programming. You might think I'm mad, but you watch for the signs, folks. These people are not human. They do not hold the divine spark of humanity within their soul because they do not have a divine human soul. They are merely robots. There are beings in this universe, i.e. the controllers, who have perfected artificial intelligence merging with biological matter. They've perfected that already. Now, you may be able to see this, anybody who's into science or into the field of robotics, you watch where that's going right now. Where is artificial intelligence going right now? It's all about controlling the human. Every single part of that is about controlling the human being. Because what happened, folks, was that our controllers do not like the fact that we are divine, we possess the divine spark. It's driven them absolutely insane for eons. That they are the masters of physical reality, but they cannot control the divine. And they've sought so many different ways to try and control our divinity. The ascension process, folks, is unstoppable. There's no going back. They don't stand a chance. They absolutely, even if they look as though they are doing so, they do not stand a chance because this has been decided before we were born. Their plans go back centuries, and you'll see the trail going back in video, in testament, that all these acts that they carry out have all been planned many, many years in advance. Well, you know what? So has the ascension, folks. The ascension has already been planned. And sadly for them, they cannot win that battle. But good news for those who wish to ascend is we're on our way. It's unstoppable. It's happening, and it's happening right now. And you're going to start seeing the signs of that in a more positive light. However, let's go back to those soulless beings for a minute. The programming is breaking down. This is why they are appearing to be doing more and more unbelievable things, unbelievable acts. Went on YouTube the other day. The homepage on YouTube is just a mass of videos about the subject that concerns humanity right now. I have never seen so much blatant overkill propaganda in all my life. It's quite incredible. And this, if you feel this, is the mark that they are losing this war of consciousness. They are losing their grip. They are desperate now to control us in any way they can. As I say, the main ones have gone. Their masters have gone. The robots are now on their own. The robots are trying to run the show. But it isn't happening. The show is beginning to collapse, to fall apart. The illusion is beginning to fall apart. The grand illusion that's been put on this planet for eons is beginning to collapse. And I'm hoping you can see signs of that right now, folks, because the love energy, the compassion, the healing that is coming towards this planet right now from the cosmos, from the sun, from the stars, from all the celestial beings, the cosmic beings, the higher consciousness is just immense. It's just that we can't generally see the army behind us, but just know that it's there. Those warriors are right there with us right now. And we're going to win this. We're already winning this, by the way. There's no we're going to win it. Because I talk about concurrent time. Well, just know that we've won it. And we've been there, got the t-shirt, and we ain't going back there again on planet Earth. We're not going back to that vibration. And many people ask about what the outcome of this is. And I was told many years ago that any being of a lower frequency than the one that we are ascending to will not be able to manifest or incarnate on this planet. The frequency will be too high. It's like us going into the realms of spirit, you know. Sometimes we can raise our frequency enough to do that, but we are still in physical form, so we can't do that permanently until we release ourselves from the physical body at the point of death. So just know that things are happening, things are going forward, things are going to plan. I hate using that word really, because it reminds me of something that many people followed last year. The words kind of came back to haunt me for a moment there. You might know what I'm talking about. But this is divine. This is a divine thing. This is not a man-made thing, human-made thing, if I'm allowed to say man-made anymore. I don't know, sorry. But this is a divine thing. And this is the thing that absolutely drives these controllers insane, because they cannot manipulate the divine. They can manipulate the physical, but they cannot manipulate the divine, and these beings refuse to ascend. So the earth is giving us a massive leg up just now, and the energy from the earth is quite incredible. The cosmics, the angelic realms, mentioned them all before, are really helping us to ramp up that energy. Our DNA is changing. The frequency of the DNA is changing very rapidly. As I mentioned, I can't prove any of this. It could be done in scientific tests, I'm assuming, but I don't have the equipment to do that. I just have my spiritual equipment to guide me. And with that, they are trying any method whatsoever to stop that ascension process, that changing of the DNA, that ascension of the DNA happening. And I'll put it to you that there is one thing in this world right now which allegedly is being administered, which affects the DNA. Now put two and two together, folks. So if our DNA physically is ascending, what would you want to do if you were the controller to stop that happening? You would try and administer something which would stop that ascension process happening at DNA level. I'm just going to leave that there and let you think about it. I say I have no proof, never will have in this physical realm just right now. Until we ascend, we'll start to see things. We'll start to accept the higher conscious realms as normal. But right now, that's what's happening. There is a worldwide program to attempt to scupper the ascension process through manipulation of the DNA. That's the spiritual aspect. Okay? That's what I've been given spiritually of what is happening. But you know what? We can reverse all that. It can be reversed. I've been told that we will be given new healing methods. There will be a deprogramming of humanity to help us to release what's happened to us, and that healers are going to be very, very busy. Now, over many years, I've seen the practice of Reiki healing, go from, well, I've heard of it, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I might investigate it. It looks a bit weird. Is it religious? You know, what does it entail? Hands-on healing. You know, we've seen all the reports of these charlatans and, you know, which is what the media will always focus on, by the way. They will never focus on the true cases where healing has had some amazing impact. They will never do that. Or if they do, they will query it. No, I still can't say that, can I? Query it with some form of tongue-in-cheek or statement saying that, well, this is just an opinion. Like Wikipedia does. If you've ever been on Wikipedia and looked up any paranormal subject, it's the most disgraceful, dismissive, absolute, I can't even begin to describe it, to be honest, but don't ever go on Wikipedia looking for truth, by the way. You might find it in some quarters, but certainly in other quarters you won't. But what I'm saying is that we can reverse these processes. We as healers are now building up this Reiki, this network of people in the West is building up and building up and building up and building up. The East has been teaching these things for so many thousands of years. And in the West, we chose the pharmaceutical pathway. There's still a massive place for surgery, but pharmacology is not always our friend. But healing will be administered, folks, for those who need it. We can reverse the effects of these substances and we can repair the DNA. So don't give up hope. Know that everything is in hand. We are being taken care of, but we have to do this for ourselves. And I've mentioned this before. It's not going to be done for us. We have to do it for ourselves. We're at the beginning of an amazing pathway. And it's taken all these months, and it will continue to take months and months and months. And I've been given timelines. I don't want to share those here because I don't want to be doing any form of prediction in that respect. But I've been given timelines of when this stuff will be manifesting or when we're going to kind of see an end to it. And it's not that far off in the future, folks. I just want to say that to everybody, that it's not that far off in the future, but we, humanity, have got to be the instigators of the process. So for those people who've got a little bit of a thing going on in their mind right now, that another announcement comes out on the Monday and it wakes another batch of people up thinking, well, hang on a minute, that's not right. That's not right. That can't be right. I've done this, I've done that, I've done the other, but I still can't live my life. That is not right. It's the awakening process, folks, and this is how it's working. It's working step by step by step. It's not an instant fix, okay? We've got a hell of a lot of healing to do. We've had thousands of years of this. We've got a hell of a lot of healing in the genes to do through the ancestral pathway. And we've got to learn to clear that out. Yeah? We've got to learn to let go of the past and embrace this wonderful new world that we're talking about, that we're all manifesting in our minds right now, and we are manifesting it, and we will find that world. So keep those thoughts, folks. Keep positive. Keep those thoughts coming, because it will not only boost your morale, but your immune system. When you have no fear and you put your thoughts into this here and now, as if that world already exists, live it now, be it now, live it and be it now, because that is our best protection against anything, is to live it in the moment, be in the moment, be that positive person, be that ascended person, that person of higher consciousness that works from the higher consciousness, works with the compassion, works with the healing, works with the love. Be that person right now, and that will spread all over the planet. It already is happening. Hope you can see that now. More and more people turning to the streets, knowing that something's not right. Just be it, live it, become it. This is where we're going. The love is here right now, a foundation of love spreading across this earth, and I've mentioned that before. Feel it, connect with it, and just live it. So folks, take you down the rabbit hole a little bit there. I'm putting just things forward out there. I'm not saying it's proof or fact or whatever, but these are feelings, and these are not only my feelings but feelings of others, that something is happening right now. It's something very big, and I would say we had the ascension back in the shift back in December. Well, this shift's going to be immense, but it's happening now. So sit back, enjoy the ride, be active, be a part of that, do whatever you want, but just keep sending the thoughts out there and the love out there and the healing out there, because the power of thought is incredible. That thought projects out not just in the earth but in the cosmos and all through consciousness. And that thought, that expression of love, connects with everything. And that is guiding us home to the place where we come from. And don't forget that we actually come from that place of love. We've chosen to come here to live and incarnate on this planet for a very small number of years. However many years that may be is irrelevant, because when we come here, we have an impact on the physical fabric, regardless of how long our lives are. It's the quality of life and what we do with it on that fabric which is important, not how long we are here. Okay, folks, thank you very much. Please subscribe, click the little bell icon. I'll keep you up to date with future videos. And if you have been a person who, is asking where my tinfoil hat is, then if you've stuck it out so far, then I must have said something that was quite interesting. But we're all on our pathways, we all have our own opinions, and these are the feelings and the thoughts and the information I receive, which I feel compelled to share with people. And if I felt in any way that this was not right to do so, then I would not be doing it. All right, folks, whatever you're doing in life, make it amazing, and I'll see you very soon with whatever topic. I have no idea. I know some people on the last video mentioned about connecting with the higher consciousness. I do run courses that we can help people to do that. We're all capable of it, and it's very simple. We don't have to make it complicated, and you'll find that anything of a spiritual nature is so simple you'd actually wouldn't believe it. And that's why we don't believe it, because we think it's really difficult, or it's very technical, or you have to be some kind of ascended master. Well, folks, we're all ascended masters. It's just that we've forgotten that we're ascended masters. We've had the memory wiped when we were born. So remember that. We're just reconnecting. We're remembering. Okay? Have a great life. See you soon. Love and light to every one of you. Thank you once again.